Most men think seduction is loud. A show, a script, a performance. It isn't. It's quiet. It's pattern and pulse. It's the way her eyes rest on you, a heartbeat too long. How the air between you shortens by inches. How her voice lowers like a secret. Most men miss it because they're busy reacting. The Stoic doesn't react. He registers. He notices without needing. He waits without freezing. He moves without rushing. This isn't about tricks. It's about self-mastery and respect. No single cue is a promise, and interest is never consent. Your edge is composure. You read the room, you read yourself, and when signals stack, you lead with calm clarity. In the next moments, we'll decode 6 subtle signs through a psychological and Stoic lens. So you don't guess, you don't grasp, you recognize. Stay grounded, stay sharp, observe first, act second. Sign 1, the lingering. Look, they say, the eyes don't lie. More useful, they rarely stay neutral. When a woman is drawn to you, her gaze stops skimming and starts settling. It's not a stare, it's a soft hold. 3 seconds, maybe 4, then a break, then a return. That return is the tell. Micro expressions do the heavy lifting. The muscles around her eyes loosen, the corners hint at a micro smile, pupils subtly widen under steady light. Sometimes she runs the triangle, eyes to eye, to the other eye, to your mouth, back to your eyes. Sometimes she looks away first, then checks if you're still there. That's awareness testing without risk. The mistake most men make is treating eye contact like a green light to lunge. The Stoic treats it like a dialogue. Your job, hold calmly, breathe from the diaphragm, mirror a minimal warmth, no grin, and keep speaking at your natural tempo. Don't jitter, don't fill silence with nervous words, don't rush to physicality. If the look repeats across the conversation, separated by time, context, and topic, you have a pattern, not a coincidence. Psychology notes that sustained mutual gaze nudges oxytocin and attention networks, but you don't need lab terms to use it. You need restraint. Let the moment ripen, then escalate with something light and directional. Walk with me. Let's grab a tea or a simple location shift. Lead space before you lead touch. Sign 2. The gravity of proximity attraction has a spatial accent. Interested women often happen to be where you are. Not dramatically, just consistently. She chooses the seat beside you when others are free. In a standing group, her torso finds yours. Her feet orient toward you. Her shoulder drifts within arm's reach. She leans to hear you when she didn't need to lean for anyone else. That's proximity as communication. Closing distance while keeping deniability. Read 3 layers. First, frequency. Does she end up near you again and again across different moments, not just once? Second, orientation. Hips, shoulders, toes. Bodies tell the truth even when words play coy. Third, timing. She edges closer at emotional highs. Shared laughter, a vulnerable story, a win in the conversation. Those peaks magnetize movement. A Stoic test. Step half a pace to the side as you gesture. If she recloses the gap naturally, the pull is intentional. If she stays put, treat it as neutral. Your response is presence, not pursuit. Square your stance, relax your shoulders, keep your voice low enough to draw her in, but not so low it forces intimacy. If proximity stacks with the lingering look, you can add gentle direction, a location change, a seated shift to sit shoulder to shoulder instead of across. But hold the line on neediness. No hovering, no crowding. Space is seductive when you can both feel it compress and expand on your lead. Remember, proximity invites, consent confirms. Your job is to notice the invitation and give the moment a place to go. Sign 3, the touch that speaks. Touch is the body's oldest language, and in attraction, it's rarely accidental. A woman who's drawn to you will find ways to make contact, light, fleeting, but deliberate. Her hand brushes your forearm during a laugh. Her fingertips rest on your shoulder when passing behind you. Her knee grazes yours under the table without urgency to move away. Each touch is brief enough to deny if called out, yet personal enough to register. The key is pattern over moment. Anyone can touch someone once in a crowded space. But if you notice repetition, gentle contact during both high energy and quiet moments, she's signaling comfort in testing your awareness. Psychologists call these compliance probes, small gestures to see if you reciprocate or withdraw. The Stoic man doesn't flinch, nor does he overreact. He allows the touch, meets it with grounded stillness, maybe mirrors lightly minutes later, a hand at her elbow to guide her through a crowd, or a brief palm to back when leading her to a seat. The point isn't to escalate every touch, but to show you're unfazed by closeness. Touch should always scale with trust and context. Too soon, and it feels like taking. Too slow, and it risks feeling indifferent. Watch her comfort level rise as touches move from fleeting to anchored, resting a hand, holding longer eye contact alongside it. That's when you know the bridge is built. Sign 4. The voice shift attraction changes tone. Literally. Listen for how her voice changes with you versus others. An interested woman often softens her tone, slows her pace, and adds warmth to her inflection when speaking to you. She might drop her volume slightly, compelling you to lean in, or she could punctuate her words with playful rises that carry a subtle flirtation. Even laughter tells a story. Longer, richer, and more frequent when you're the source. Pay attention to contrast. If she speaks to friends with a brisk, flat rhythm, then turns to you with a smooth, slower cadence, she's subconsciously signaling intimacy. Another cue, vocal mirroring. If your tempo drops, hers follows. If your energy spikes, she matches it. This syncing is the body's way of saying, I'm with you here. The Stoic man listens more than he fills. He uses silence as a tool, letting her voice carry without feeling the need to jump in. A pause after her sentence invites her to keep going. And when she does, you'll know you've got her attention anchored. If the voice shift comes alongside the lingering look, proximity, or touch, it's no longer just polite engagement, it's investment. And investment is a currency you respect, not squander. Sign 5. The micro-invite. Sometimes attraction is hidden in plain sight, tucked into casual suggestions. She might say, we should grab coffee sometime, or you have to see this place I told you about. These aren't logistical offers. They're soft doors she's leaving open for you to walk through. Even smaller? She frames her schedule in a way that makes herself available. I'm not doing much this weekend, and watches if you catch it. The difference between politeness and interest lies in follow-through. If she offers an idea and repeats or builds on it later, she's planting seeds. If she mentions something you like and hints at doing it together, she's giving you a low-risk opening to lead. Stoic response? Take the lead without hesitation, but keep it casual and clear. You mentioned that cafe. Let's hit it Thursday. Direct, confident, no over-explaining. A high-value man doesn't crowd the window. He steps through it once, cleanly. If she's interested, she'll meet you there. If not, you lose nothing. The micro-invite is her way of saying she's curious to see what you'll do when the ball's in your court. Don't fumble it. Sign 6. The shared frame attraction isn't just in actions. It's in alignment. When a woman is into you, she subtly shifts her rhythm to match yours. You stand. She stands. You lean back. She mirrors. In conversation, she echoes your phrases, your gestures, even your humor style. This shared frame is her way of entering your world without asking permission. It's subtle but powerful. The body's way of building rapport without words. Social psychology calls it mirroring, and it's one of the strongest subconscious indicators of connection. But here's the catch. Mirroring can be social habit. The difference is emotional weight. If she's mirroring during personal moments, holding alignment even when the group changes topic or location, it's personal. That's when you know it's not just politeness, it's focus. The Stoic man notices and reciprocates selectively, reinforcing moments of connection while still leading the pace. Too much mirroring back dilutes the charge. The power is in her feeling she's catching your current, not the other way around. If the shared frame stacks with the other signs, eye contact, proximity, touch, voice shift, micro-invites, then you have more than signals. you have momentum. Closing. These 6 signs aren't tricks, games, or pickup tactics. They're human signals, rooted deep in psychology and instinct. The mistake most men make is rushing to act the second they spot one, turning curiosity into pressure. But a high-value man understands that attraction is a dance, not a chase. Your role is to read without neediness, to respond without overinvesting, and to hold your own frame regardless of the outcome. When you carry yourself like a man who doesn't need anyone's approval, the right woman will naturally lean in, and the wrong one will drift away. Both outcomes are wins. Remember this: the most magnetic quality you can have isn't good looks, charm, or even money. It's presence, unshakable presence. When you can hold yourself steady in silence, make eye contact without flinching, and move at your own pace, you stop looking for signs and start becoming one.